there are only a few more stops on this Cowboy Carter tour, but some goons got into Beyonce's house and stole some of the unreleased music. Now, you know somebody's getting fired.
Ring the alarm, bitch. Ring the fucking alarm. Who stole it? Why would you do that to Mama B? Come on now.
Listen, I'm giving the side eye to the thieves, but also, why did you leave? They tell you, don't leave anything in your car.
You're right.
Anything of value, do not leave that shit in your car.
I guess it was supposedly on like hard drives that her choreographers had in there. But like, wouldn't you take that in a bag with the laptop that you would need to come on?
It's very suspicious. I don't like it.
All right, we're gonna talk about that class, but we're also gonna talk about this other mess. I don't know if you heard about it, but date night turned frigid at a recent Coldplay concert when a couple was trying to get hot. They were spotted on the Kiss cam, and I have seen this video all over social media.
Oh, everyone is talking about it. They cannot escape. I feel like there's a divorce attorney somewhere that is just rubbing her little hands together.
Absolutely.
Also, the Gen Z stare. This has been a conversation all over the timeline. It just won't end. Is this a case of main character syndrome? Is this just Gen Z trying to avoid the cringe? Do they just not understand basic customer service?
Hello. Well, and what's so interesting is that, like, as millennials, I feel like weird talking about it and like the dissociation, I guess. But I'm like, you can't say hello? That's like hard? And is it like a COVID thing? Like, we'll talk about it. Speaking of cringe, we're going to talk about disgraced governor and New York City mayoral candidate Andrew Cuomo, who did not win the primary, but is still in the race, running as an independent.
He said, I'm going to run an independent. Sir, take a hint. Read the fucking room. We don't want you here.
That part. You don't go here anymore.
No.
Right? And then this last one we want to talk about is WeTransfer. Fran, do you use like a digital software?
I have used WeTransfer many a time.
Me too.
And I'm really annoyed. And you put this in here, and I'm so glad that you did, because they are getting backlash, rightfully so, for announcing that they are going to basically use AI on their platform, whether you like it or not. And my question is why does everybody want to use AI and not let me decide if I want to do it or not?
Right. Why does everyone have an AI model? Money. I get it, but like, can't some shit stay the same? I feel so old. Can't some shit stay the same? We're going to talk about all that and so much more this week on
Lemme.
No.
Listen. Wait.
I hate you for that.
Let me fix it. Welcome back to the show. I'm Francesca Ramsey. I'm an actress. I'm a producer. I'm a writer and a graphic designer.
And I'm DeLon Grant. I'm an actor, a singer, photographer, writer, and an educator. Other than his makeup, how you doing?
Yes. Thank you. Other than the makeup, all things considered, I'm doing good. I have like an extra little pep in my step.
Ooh.
I'm feeling optimistic about, she's getting dick down. She's getting
I'm sitting here like, y'all, class, we talk every fucking day. We send voice memos every day. And she's sitting there trying to speak in code, and she's getting a little flush.
Yeah.
Ahead, girl. Shoot, at least somebody
if you
is.
see me, listen, Los Angeles, if you see me walking with a limp, you did not see me. That wasn't me.
She said wobble, 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 wobble. You know what's so funny, class? Like I said, we send voice notes every day. I sent Francesca a pretty earnest one last night that you responded to today. But in the middle of the voice note, Fran, I was like, I legit farted loud. I was like, I just farted.
You did. I didn't even say anything.
You didn't hear it?
I didn't hear it, but you mentioned it. And I was like, this is so relatable, because when you're dating someone, you absolutely have to hold in a fart the whole time they're around.
For a while, right?
And that has to be bad for you, right? To like something. I have a strategy. I suck it in.
That's not any better. That's not even a strategy.
Am I the only one that sucks in a fart? I've had so many times where I'm like, is this gonna backfire on me? But like, I can't let this out.
You know what I read though, and it's happening to me now, I'm aware of it now. When you hold it in, it actually goes into your bloodstream, which can't be good for you. But then it comes out as a burp. Like the flatulent comes out no matter what.
Oh, that doesn't happen to me. That's not how mine works.
Can't be me. Nope.
No, I've never burped. I've never burped in my life. Okay, listen, God. We have so much to talk about. Let's dive in. This is Let Me Fix It. Okay. So Beyonce, this is nuts. If you are a member of the Beehive, you know that Beyonce has been sitting on music for decades.
Yes.
She has just so much, and it really pisses me off because you know she's at home just fucking stop touching.
Bopping to herself.
That's a good one. They'll never hear this one. In addition to the visuals for Renaissance, which she's never going to show us. So before Beyonce's Atlanta shows, some thieves broke into the SUV of her choreographer and one of her dancers, and they stole the hard drives that contained unreleased music, footage, plans for future shows, and more.
Crazy. There's an ongoing investigation, but I just can't believe that. I mean, what were you going to do with it? I guess sell it, or release it, or sell it on the black market. It's kind of nuts.
Here's the thing, though. I don't know if the people who stole it even know what's on there.
They don't even know.
They don't know. They're just breaking into cars and stealing things.
And just taking shit.
There's nothing on it that's like, this car belongs to Beyonce's choreographer. You know, like, it's just a car. But this is just, again, it's so hard because, like, I want to be empathetic, but I'm just like, if you have, like, state secrets on a hard drive.
Not state secrets.
Yes. Delon, Act 3 could be on those fucking hard drives.
Not the nuclear codes over here.
I mean, they're the same in my book. We might not. Act 3 could be delayed.
Act 3 is definitely on there. The Rock album?
Delayed.
It's definitely on. Oh, I see what you're saying. My bad.
Right.
Well, I mean, listen, I feel like they're going to catch these thieves because their CCTV is everywhere, especially in a parking garage, especially at like a fucking stadium or arena, wherever it is. They're going to catch these fools. And, you know, I don't think they're going to, hopefully they're not going to release anything, but this is to word to Beyonce, girl, hurry it up.
Well, what I've heard is that the hard drives are password protected, that you're not going to get whatever's on there, you're not going to get. But my thinking is if they're gone for good, like Beyonce, you got to have backups.
They're not gone
Beyonce,
for good. No, that's a hard drive she gave to. Here's your copy. I have my shit locked up somewhere else. No. That would be absolutely stupid.
That would.
If she gave the dancers the copy, the only copies, no.
But you know what I will say? It does feel like there's just been a lot of slip-ups this tour. Like,
say more.
Delon, you didn't see when the car was tilted?
Oh, girl, we all saw when the car was tilted. But you know what's so funny? When I saw the car tilted, I didn't think anything was wrong. I was like, uh-oh, not hydraulics. Hey! But then people were like, oh my God, something went wrong. And I was like, wait, what?
And everybody was filming and screaming, and like there's a video of like the car coming down. People are screaming, and I'm just like
screaming,
screaming like we love you. I'm like, this is stressing her out, you know. And I just felt like the Hive is so nuts. I know people had been like, I hope she falls on me, slay me, queen. Like, I'm ready to go.
People are so fucking stupid. I hate people so much.
Can you just be in heaven being like, how'd you get here? I was like, Cowboy Carter.
Beyonce crushed me.
Yes, I got crushed under Beyonce. Like,
but the other thing, to your point about like the mishaps or whatever, that's what you get for trying to do too much. Girl, she has electronic arms and cars and fucking horseshoes. So and the car,
did you see when the arms were messed up?
Yes.
Like, I guess there was supposed to be a spot on the floor. And the video, you're watching her being like, where the fuck is
You know
this?
Somebody got fired that day.
Oh, I'm gonna say it. I think that Mr. Choreographer, I don't know if it demerits or something. Do they have points? They must have a point system.
I feel like you're over here blaming the victim, right? Like they did, you know, their shit was broken into. Like, you know, that's like you saying like
leave. Listen, when you go to the mall When
I
you go
hate you
to the
so
movies,
much.
there's a sign that says, do not leave your valuables in your car. And you know
Heard.
what? I'm also going to take it a step further. Because you know me, Francesca loves a note. I will leave a note. I left a note on somebody's car, said, ma'am, don't be stupid. Move your shit. Like, just
Oh,
because
like
just
what would you open somebody's window for?
I didn't
Damn,
open their
nosy.
window. I
No,
stuck it on.
but you
I
looked
stuck it.
inside the car, didn't you?
I was parking my car and they were sitting, the car was right behind me and they had a giant purse. I could see it in my fucking thing. And I was just like,
Not
girl,
not a post-it. You have to post
I
it.
left to post it.
You better mind your damn business. I'm dead. You trying to be a good Samaritan.
I was trying to be a good Samaritan. I was
She
like,
said
girl,
from one sis to
don't leave
another.
your shit back here. I was looking at it. I was like, a giant like, and I live in LA. So, I mean, here it's really bad. They will.
Break-ins?
Oh my God, break-ins are so bad. They're so bad in the Bay Area that people will leave their car unlocked with a sign that says, it's unlocked, please don't break the window.
Wow.
There's nothing in here. It's because they will just smash down the whole
I can't fix my fucking window again. Wow.
They will smash the whole street. They do not care. And so again, I don't want to be a victim blamer or whatever, but like class, don't leave valuables put it in your trunk at the very least. But if they can see a bag, even if it's like a McDonald's fast food bag, don't leave anything in your car that is visible that someone could see and think, there's a McChicken in there. I know there's a half a McChicken in there.
You know, I got a taste for McDonald's. A McChicken.
The Crunch Wrap is back, isn't it? You know what?
It sure is.
I'm fucking going in there.
Hard pivot. You know who else is back? Because I want to talk about this. Lizzo. Lizzo has. She have a new album or something like that.
She put out an EP. She put out an EP. Yeah.
Well, girl, she was on some podcast just complaining about how hard it is to be a musician. You got to wake up and get into glam, and then you have to go do a press tour, and then you got to do the show. And then people are so tired of celebrities complaining about how hard it is to be a celebrity.
Read the room. And here's the thing. Many things can be true.
Sure.
Because when she was saying the schedule, I was like, yeah, this is a grueling schedule, but also this is what you signed up for.
That's how you make money.
In the midst of like record high unemployment, the amount of people who are like, I've been out of work for 3 years and I apply for like 100 jobs a day. You're going on multiple jobs. People are like doing 3 and 4 and 5 job interviews to find out they didn't get the job. So to like, again, I'm not saying that she's not working her ass off and that she doesn't, have the right to complain, but this is when you have a group chat.
Right.
Bring back group chats.
Save it for your therapist. Save it for your best friend, because because here's the thing, and class, please correct me if this is not your life, but I think we go to music to feel less alone. I think we go to story and movies and whatever to feel less alone. And I'm not saying Lizzo to escape, and I'm not saying Lizzo can't be human, right? She absolutely can be human. But for you to give us oh my God, it's so hard to give you joy all the time. It's like, girl, that's not what we're into you for. That's not what we're tapping in for, you know?
Yeah. And she was like, ugh, and then I have to get into glam. Like,
at 6 a.m.
and then 6 a.m. someone has to do my makeup.
And then I have to go to meet and greet and smile in people's faces. Yes, girl, that's the job.
And then I got to do the ad drops. It's like, yes, these are part of your job. This is part of your job. You're allowed to have your days.
Yes.
But don't tell us about it.
We don't want to hear it. Keep it to yourself.
I heard somebody, I forget who told me this, but it really stuck out to me, is that you should complain across, not down.
Yes.
Or complain up. Like complain to somebody who has, a level in their career or their life that you aspire to, and they can maybe kind of give you some guidance.
Yes.
They've been there, somebody to look up to.
Yes.
But your friend that's unemployed, you don't want to be like, ugh, God, they're making me work extra this weekend just so I can get a raise. It's
there was a time where you and I had a lot of white actor friends who would be like, oh man, it's just really hard to be a white person right now. Hard to be a white actor. And I'm like, do you watch TV? Do you see Broadway shows? Do you go to movies?
You are Robert De Niro's daughter. Like, shut up.
I'm like, what? Do you realize who you're complaining to? I understand like a little bit of diversity, like a little bit of like, I
And
guess
look
the
how
first
long
scene
that
started.
lasted.
Girl,
2020, they were like,
girl.
niggas to the back. Like, we not casting you
They
anymore.
said we marched for George Floyd, and that was about to fuck it.
They said, yeah, we are good on that. Whites only. Yeah, you really have to. Again, it doesn't mean that your concerns aren't valid. It's
Absolutely.
just like doing a little gut check first to be like, is this the right audience?
Yes.
And
Read the
I think,
room.
yes, this is a lesson that Lizzo, I think, unfortunately, is having to learn the hard way here, but hopefully it can be a lesson to all of us, which is a pivot to this next one.
Let's talk about lessons. Ooh, baby. So, like we said at the top, at this Coldplay concert, there was a kiss cam, which seems very innocent and very sweet. And if you haven't seen this, I promise you, class, you're about to if you're on Instagram or TikTok.
We'll put it in the description too.
Yeah. So there's somebody like I think they're in a crown or something. It's like their birthday. They're on the kiss cam, and Chris, what's his last name? Chris Martin.
Chris Martin
is just like talking on mic about the people that we're seeing in the kiss cam, and then he cuts to this couple who are like hugged up, enjoying the moment, and
he had his hand on her titty too.
You better get you some. You gotta get some, okay?
Because she's about to take all of it.
Okay. And then the two of them scurry apart. He drops down out of the frame, and she covers her face and like turns around, and the internet spoofs.
Oh, well, and
Sleuths.
then Chris Martin, shout out to him because he was like, "Oh, don't worry, it's okay, we're all friends here." And then he goes, "They're either camera shy or they're cheating or they're having an affair." He said it.
Well, I mean, listen,
Which is like brilliant,
he?
but it was just the quick-wittedness of him saying it was just so perfect. They panned over, there's a woman with him who's beat red, who's like,
who also
works. They all work together.
What's crazy is that the woman in the couple is the chief AR or HR person, like the chief people officer.
Her title is chief people officer. Shout out to Kristen Cabot.
Well,
she's really the HR, which is a fancy way of saying HR. Which, mama, you of all fucking people should have known better. You're not supposed to be fraternizing with the CEO of Astronomer. His name is Andy Byron. And when I tell you the internet is quick, Delon, they found their LinkedIn,
and they found the other girl. The other girl also works in HR. Just got a promotion, evidently. The sleuths are coming.
Oh, yes. And the other thing that is it's just so fucked up, the whole situation. Kristen, it's like somebody put up like the leadership at Astronomer, which is a company I've never heard of before. It's all dudes and Kristen. And it's like, so the one woman on the team is fucking the CEO.
Damn.
Girl, you setting us back. You taking it from the back and you taking us back.
Wow.
The lesson here is don't go. Here's the one lesson.
Don't shit where you eat. That's the
yes. Don't shit where. Listen, cheating is bad, but honestly, Delon, if they had just played it fucking cool, this would not have happened. Because when the camera went on them, if they had just been like, "Oh, we're cute," if they maybe even just kissed, because you're not gonna be able to see their faces while they're fucking kissing. They should have done like a big dramatic, make out. You're not gonna see their face. They would have moved on. This wouldn't have gone viral. Nobody. Why would a clip of a kiss cam be shared on the internet? It's only because they acted this way. It's like a Streisand effect.
I think that's total Streisand effect. I think it's easy to say though, because you know when you're doing something wrong and you are caught with your hand in the cookie jar, the first thing you do is pull away, right? Like the impulse of like, fuck. You know?
Yes.
Because I think I would do the same thing. One of them
could have saved it. One of them could have been like, "Oh, it's okay, baby. Hi. Oh my
God." I wanted one of the he ducks away and she's like, "Ooh, ha, ha, nothing to see here." Like just dancing out.
Or she should have flashed her tits. Then they would have moved the camera real quick.
HR, damn.
That's a great way to not get caught.
Totally.
The memes have been so funny, Delon, but I just want to say, I have really taken issue with the fact of people being like, "Well, that's what you get for going to Coldplay. Is the soon-to-be ex-wife more embarrassed that he's cheating or that he's at a Coldplay concert?"
What's wrong with Coldplay?
And listen, they have some hits.
They have like a ton of hits.
Y'all are just hating from outside the club.
Girl,
I would not turn down tickets to The
Treble
whole
is the
Parachutes album.
yes.
You know, what is the other one? A Rush of Blood to the Head.
Yeah,
You can't
well,
tell me shit about
and
that album.
they've had some really nice dance bops. There was like a Latin one or something. I
Oh
can't
yeah,
remember
they've
what
had a
it.
bunch of like remixes. I mean, listen,
Yeah.
if you go to any Marshalls like at 3 o'clock,
I
there's
hate you so
definitely
much. I
a
hate you
Coldplay
so
song playing.
much.
So maybe that's why people are hating. But they have some good songs.
It's also like our oh God, I hate saying this, but we're millennials. It's when we
Mm-hmm.
were in high school and in college. And
Yes.
so anything that's not Gen Z is cringe, right? That is part of it.
I'm gonna, Delon, I saw people of our generation
Really?
talking shit in my comments on Facebook. I was throwing elbows. I was like, Chris Martin has some bops.
No, I don't buy any of that. Y'all don't know music. Y'all ain't got no taste. Y'all have no aesthetic.
Literally,
Remember that conversation?
don't bring their infidelity and use them to overshadow some good music, because they do
Right.
have some fucking jams.
The internet
But
stay trying to say something.
on the
As
Gen
we said on
Z
the
of
internet.
what are we doing?
Right.
On the Gen Z of it all,
Oof.
I was surprised that you put this topic in here, DeLon, because this is a very internety. You be on the internet now.
Girl, well, you know what's so funny is that, Fran, like, you know, class, I'm really not, I have not been on the internet, like the TikTok at all until recently. TikTok is my new television. I will be sitting
You've said
like
that.
Fran, on the couch just scrolling. So what happens is it's the Streisand effect, kind of, right?
Yeah.
In that, like, people are talking about this Gen Z star. I was like, what? I had to Google it. I was like, what is this thing? And then all of a sudden it's everywhere. I can't
Now you
not
see it
stop
everywhere.
seeing it. And I think it's a
Yes.
really good conversation.
So basically, class, if you haven't seen this, we will put a clip in, or we'll put a link in the description. But people are talking about this idea that often when you encounter Gen Z in service positions at a coffee shop, or sometimes even like you are the person working behind the counter, and a Gen Z person will come up and you'll say, "Do you need something?" And they will just look at you, and they won't. And it's just like the lights have turned off.
Yes.
Like they're like when you unplug the computer, you have to like wait for a second before you plug it back in. That's what it seems like is happening to them. And there's been some conversation around, is this because of COVID and a gap in socialization? Is this social media of it all? And Gen Z has been getting really defensive about this.
Yeah, and the way they're being defensive is like, it's kind of telling, they're trying to say there's no there, but clearly there's there because you're pushing back and you're getting salty about it. But their response is, what do you expect me to do? Give you pleasantries? I don't owe you anything. I don't have to, but like, if you're working behind the counter somewhere, if you're a waiter somewhere, part of the job is greeting. Part of the job is pleasantries. I don't like it, but it's what it is.
It's not even just that, because I saw a tweet going viral about this where somebody said, they are interviewing people, like doing second round of like phone interviews for a position. And they were saying, does Gen Z not know that you're supposed to say hello when you answer the phone? Because they have called a number of people and there's just been silence on both ends.
Wow.
And then the person's like, hello? And the other person's like, yes, can I help you? And it was going viral because all of these, again, I'm not going to say it's everybody that's Gen Z, but a lot of people that were Gen Z were going, well, what am I supposed to do? You called me. Why am I supposed to speak first?
Because it's an indication that somebody's picked up the line. Wow.
But I do think, to the question about socialization and COVID and whatever, like some of these are things that I just feel like we're not teaching people, period. But I think it's especially happening with Gen Z. And look, I'm going to say millennials might have to take some responsibility here. There are millennial parents that are not teaching their kids some of these basic like niceties.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I do. There's like a conversation about like, this is not it, but soft parenting or like really like negotiating with your kid. I remember watching parents in New York specifically, like the kid is having a tantrum and then they get down to the oven like, what do you need? What's happening? What can I do? My black mother would be like, shut up.
Well, and here's what I was going to say. Here's what I was going to say. There needs to be a happy medium.
Yes.
Because I have definitely seen kids are going to be kids, you know? And like, you can't expect them to be adults. And I've often seen times where, you're on the train and it was like, shut up, sit down.
It's crazy.
It's like,
I mean, that's way too much.
You can't expect
It's
a child
abusive.
to like to just sit there quietly and silent and say nothing,
Right, right.
but then you also don't want to do like, you can't have the iPad raise your kid. And sometimes
Yeah,
you need them to be on the iPad because you got shit to do.
right.
But sometimes you see kids just fucking running amok and the parents are like, they're fine. And the kid's like,
I mean, listen, I just went on that Disney cruise. Like, I mean, and listen, that's a vacation, so I understand they can run around and run crazy in the water park area and all over the ship, right? But ship, not shit. But what I saw was people just like not literally, but figuratively smoking a cigarette, and just I'm like,
It just
what? Would you
just
get
letting the
this
kid go.
fool? I almost dropped the tray because your kid is running around my feet. Like, where
Yeah.
is the like? Get over here, Johnny.
Yeah, yeah, and the kid's name is not Johnny. The kid's name is like, I don't know, Pickle.
Spade.
But I think related to all of this, the Gen Z stare of it all, maybe this might be before your like TikTok addiction, but there was a big conversation about when you go into a store, like speaking to the person, there's the greeter that's like, hello. And a
Yes.
lot of folks were like, I don't need to say, I'm not speaking to anybody, but you don't need to.
So
It's
much
like,
neck. So much neck.
everyone, it is okay to just, hi, how are you? Hello. For me, and maybe this is just my personality, but I love a conversation with a stranger. Are you kidding me? In the grocery
I
store?
don't. I don't.
You don't?
No, no. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. No, 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 no. Oh
If
no.
someone speaks to you, you're just gonna give them a one word answer and move
No,
on?
no, no. Sorry. Let me clarify. If
Okay.
you're speaking to me, I'm absolutely going to engage in conversation with you. But
Mm-hmm.
my immediate next thought, or the thing that's like taking the most brain space, is how do I get out of this conversation? And I think that's a good segue to this other part that I want to
Wow.
talk about, because I think there is like either social anxiety or like
Mm-hmm.
the surveillance culture of social media
Yes.
gets us millennials, but mainly Gen Z, to feel like they have to be perfect, or like this
Yes.
exchange is like awkward and I don't know what to do. And it is just awkward. And I
Yeah.
can do it. I
And
don't
that's
want to do
life.
it, but that's what
Yes.
it is, to your point.
That is so real, the surveillance culture of it all, because I think about how often I see, it really bothers me, people just filming strangers. Like, just, oh, look at this person in the gym. Look at how they're running on the treadmill. They're running so weird. Or like,
Mm,
I'm in the grocery store. What is this guy wearing? Like, oh, that's weird, and like turning it into a meme or whatever.
yeah.
And then I even have seen this conversation around like, oh, nobody dances in the club. And it's like, yeah, because y'all will film somebody dancing and be like, look at how weird this person dances. And to your point, sometimes you're just fucking weird. Sometimes you're cringe. And like, you just have to be okay with like being a little rough around the edges. You can't be perfect all the time.
Nobody's fucking perfect. The other part of this is this beautiful poet named Ocean Vuong is a published poet. They also teach poetry, and I think they were on some news channel talking about this specifically, saying that as a teacher, he in the United States, he finds that students want to be poets, and they really want to be poets, but they're afraid of writing anything because they think it's going to be cringe. And I
Yes.
find this as a teacher as well, especially with acting. You have to be willing to be a clown. You have to be willing to look stupid. You have to be willing to fail in life, period, because life is just better that way. You're braver, but especially if you're going to be on stage, if you're going to be storytelling, because people come to the stories to see humanity and to see all facets of it, right?
Yeah. I'm going to say this is anything, but especially as a creative, I find this so often, especially, I'm very critical of AI. I'm not like all AI is bad. We are going to talk about AI in a little bit in this next story. But what I often get frustrated with is how many people say that they're turning to AI to write because they're like, well, my writing's not good. And it's like, well, your writing's not going to get fucking better if you're letting AI do it. Or,
part.
well, some of us can't draw. So that's why we're using it. It's like, yes, but the people who can draw, they didn't come out the womb fucking drawing.
Yes.
Any artist will tell you that you have to start at the beginning.
Yes.
And I had a conversation, I had a clip go viral about this. My trainer and I were talking about this, that she was saying, you have to get over the cringe.
Yeah.
And she called it Cringe Mountain. And I was like, that is such a great analogy, because you have to climb the mountain and you have to like slide back a little bit. And then you like find a new technique and you're like, actually,
Yes.
I'm going to do like this. And then before you know it, you climb over Cringe Mountain and you look behind you and you see all the bad shit that you made, but it's helping you make the better stuff that's ahead of you.
And it's not only
And
in the instance of creativity, but that bravery transfers to other parts of life. Then you
yeah,
go, I'm willing to go on this date and not have it work. I'm
yeah,
willing to stand up to that person and
yes.
and have a difficult conversation because you've done this other thing and realize that on the other side of it, on the other side of the fucking
It
Cringe
didn't
Mountain,
kill
it
you.
didn't kill you. You're fine.
It's so real. And I think to your point about the Gen Z of it all, and look, not this is not exclusive to them. This is
Yes.
everybody, but I think they are feeling it extra heavy because they're growing up with social media and being able to see every moment of everyone's lives
Yeah.
captured.
Yeah.
And like everybody says stupid stuff in their teens. Everybody does like has bad outfits and like weird haircuts and all of those things. But now there's this extra pressure that like anything you do can be captured on the internet and shared
Yeah.
with everybody and crystallized and everybody can know about it. And so I think it does prohibit people from being their most authentic selves.
Mm-hmm.
And you see it like anytime I've seen, I've been on social media for a very long time, but like I very quickly realized that I hated making content out in the real world. I just felt so awkward. And whenever you see an influencer in the real world, it's so weird. Like seeing
Yes.
how they like change their body and like how they only like put their head in a certain way so that they're like, hey guys, and like so that they everything. That's not what normal
That's cringe.
people.
Okay.
Yeah, and you're like, oh God, you are trying to like, I don't know what the word is, but it's just like you're trying to like Instagramify every
Yeah.
part of your being rather than just being. And
Yeah.
I want more people to give themselves permission to be cringe. Climb Cringe Mountain, class.
Yeah, listen, I wrote this in an assignment for that I have coming up in the fall for my class. I was like, listen, sit in the discomfort of this assignment. It's meant to
Mm.
be uncomfortable, not unsafe. It's meant to be uncomfortable. I promise you, on the other side of that fire lies success. Go,
Oh,
run. It
oh, you are a great teacher. I can see why your students love you.
You know what? I am a great teacher. I really embraced it. I was like, I'm good at this shit. I'm really good at this. Speaking of good at this, not a good transition. WeTransfer, like we said at the top, is this digital file sharing software that I've used, Francesca's used. It's an
Mhm.
amazing service where you can send, I think it's up to 2 gigabytes through the internet to somebody else, any kind of file. It can be writing, it
Yeah.
can be art, whatever. So they were going to change their policy. It was coming up on August 8th, saying that basically they could own anything that you were going to send via their service.
Yeah, that they
And
were going to be
you
able to, they were going to, more specifically, they were going to be able to train their AI models on whatever content you shared through WeTransfer.
Right, which is crazy.
Yes.
I'll read this little thing that they said. You hereby grant us a perpetual worldwide,
Mm-mm.
non-exclusive, royalty-free, transferable, sub-licensable license to use your content for the purposes of operating, developing, commercializing, and improving the service or new technologies or services, including to improve performance of machine learning models that
That's the
enhance.
AI.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Which it's crazy that they called them machine learning models and
Oh,
didn't
that's,
say AI. They
oh,
got
yeah, yeah,
around
yeah.
that. You're right.
That is
Yeah,
very intentional.
strategic. So
Hmm.
the learning, the performance of the strategic learning models that enhance the content moderation process in accordance with the policy and cookies policy.
It's
They
always
got
those damn cookies. The cookies get you every time.
what kind of cookie is it?
So I was like, now wait a second, because
Okay.
now I'm interested.
Okay, is it an Oreo? No, but they got criticism and backlash
Course.
because, like, again, you're stealing. This is theft. You're
This is
stealing people's
theft.
content. Now, it's one thing if you want to charge me to send the gigs. I understand that, but
Mhm,
you've
mhm.
had it free for a long time. If you said, Delana, it takes $2 now to send
Well,
2 gigs, okay, sure,
they have a certain number are free, and then
yeah,
you pay for like a large, a pro account or whatever. This is so. They've already walked this back, but I
yes,
think they've lost a lot of people, and rightfully so. This is bonkers to me because WeTransfer is used to send large files, and in my experience, for example, when I go to a self tape studio for auditions,
yes,
they always send me my tapes via WeTransfer.
mm-hmm.
Now, with this policy, the content in those tapes, forget about me, the script that I'm reading that belongs to the
Yes.
fucking studio,
Yes.
right? And it comes with a watermark on it because
Mm-hmm.
they watermark Francesca Ramsey's name on it because if this script gets out, I'm the one getting in trouble for it. Okay. They
Right.
don't want it getting out there. So why would WeTransfer think, well, we can go ahead and use this and train stuff on it? No, people are sending confidential, copyrighted material
Right.
for work, for projects that they're working on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could be a special scientist or sending like, fucking nuclear codes or whatever it could be.
But also like people's voices, people's faces. To your point, I
Yes.
send a lot of auditions via WeTransfer. I had my students send me their self-tapes via WeTransfer.
Mm-hmm.
So now they have I mean, not that our faces aren't all over the internet anyway, but like you're telling me by sending this, I give you carte blanche permission to use whatever you want
Forever.
from the file. That's crazy. That's
Oh
crazy.
yeah. No, it's really short-sighted, and you put on here a good question. Why does every digital entity need an AI model? And I will tell you the reason that they all want it. They want it because they want to be able to get rid of staff. You can stop hiring people.
Mm,
You can if the AI can learn how to do certain things, who knows what WeTransfer was planning on doing, but they could at some point offer new services that they can, I can create AI content for you based on all of this data that we've collected from our users.
right,
And
right.
and this is the thing that we really fought against when we went on strike. And unfortunately, our SAG contract allows some stuff I'm still not happy about. But on the writer's side, we said the studios cannot train AI on our scripts because what could potentially happen is they put the script into the AI learns, and then they go, okay, write me a movie that's Forrest Gump meets, there's something about Mary. And then the AI spits out a script.
Fran, let me tell you right now. I have an assignment that I've put together using AI because I knew some of my students used AI for an assignment last semester, and
Mm-hmm.
a guy I was dating uses AI in his biology classes, and the way he described it to me, I was like, that feels like bad. He's like, no, you don't understand. I'm getting them to use it in a way that's an assistant, but also they
Mm-hmm.
have to think. They have to
Mm-hmm.
craft, and so I ran this myself. I'm having them do work on emotions, work on something specific, and then I'm saying put this in AI and have them create a profile for you of who this character might be. So it's not them specifically; it's another character, and then I have them say write a first person narrative that's a monologue.
Mm-hmm.
I only bring that up because within seconds I put this information in there. Brrr, monologue. Brrr, and class,
Mm-hmm.
there's something called iambic pentameter, which is like a rhythm or a meter that Shakespearean verse is
Mm-hmm.
for those who aren't theatrical. And then I said, now rewrite this in iambic pentameter, and they did
And
it,
it
and
does
it's
it.
fucking perfect in
Because
seconds. It's
what it's
scary as
doing
fuck.
is it's combing the internet. And this
Yes.
is where, you know, my frustration comes as someone, again, who's worked on the internet for a long time, because I've had people make AI versions of the Leopard song. And I'm like,
Wow.
bro, this is my fucking intellectual property. And I've been able to get it taken down because I have all my shit's been copywritten, and I'm in a songwriters union and I own it. But essentially what happens is when you tell AI, make it in this style, it goes all across the internet and it takes from other people
Wow.
in order to give you the style.
Yeah.
And it's really frustrating. And I think you and your friend that told you about this, I think, are onto something in the sense that, like, this is a tool, and I
Yes.
don't think that as a tool it's all bad, but I
No.
do think that there needs to be some sort of like legislation, at least, that protects people that share things on the
One
internet.
thousand percent.
And then there also needs to be, I think, to your point about, like, as a teacher, what it's really exposing, for better or for worse, is how our educational system hasn't evolved. Because so
Yeah.
much of the school process, you're in the arts, but, like, if you're taking an English class, it's just about taking the standardized test. It's not about
Or
learning how to, like, understand and interpret the work. It's how to, like, just get stuff right on a test.
Well, and also like there's information that I'm supposed to consume and then I regurgitate. This is how I feel like I all the school was until I got to college was, here's the information, just to your point, regurgitate it for the test. I'm not thinking like creatively. I'm not thinking argumentatively. College was that for me. It really blew up my brain. But high school, I was like, no, I could have done way better in high school had I cared. I did decently. I did pretty well. But it's because it wasn't interesting to me. What was interesting was the after school programs,
Well,
you know?
and a lot of people, there was an article, I'll make sure to put it in the description, that was talking about how many college students are using AI. And it was something like 90% of students shared that they were using it to write their papers. And they weren't doing the reading at all.
Wow.
They were just saying, hey, write me the paper based on this book or whatever. And there's also been studies that have talked, most recently, I think it was Time Magazine's shared a study from MIT that was saying that if you use it too much, it decreases your brain functions, which makes sense. Like if you're not reading, if you don't use it, you lose it. So you should be reading. You should be, even if you're listening to an audiobook or a podcast, like it's still good for your brain. It's not good to outsource everything to a freaking computer.
Well, and this is a little anecdote just to emphasize that, since we've been doing this podcast for 2 years, right? Several seasons in those 2 years. Oh my God, it's July. This is like totally our 2-year show anniversary.
It's our anniversary.
Okay. But because we are doing so much reading, class, you've heard me talk about this. If you're new to the pod, I'm dyslexic. Reading is difficult for me. But I've noticed, because I have to read for the script, I don't have to read as an actor all the time, but the pace at
We've
which
gotten
we read
better.
I read like the wind now. Like, and even when I fuck up and I stutter over things, it's that cringe hill. Ready?
Yes.
I get over it and you keep going, right? So
it's a mountain, not a hill, but okay.
Listen, let's start at the fucking hill first. God damn.
You're like, cringe steps. It's a cringe ramp. It's like, no, bitch, it's a mountain.
That's the point. Let's talk. Speaking of mountains that that no one can climb, that this fool can't climb. Andrew Cuomo in his campaign video. What did you think of this video, Fran?
It's so, you know what? Mamdani has the streets shooketh.
Yo.
Because everybody is trying to emulate the Cuomo's out here in like a button down shirt,
short sleeve, blue collar. He ain't never wore that shit in his life.
Never in his life. He's standing on the sidewalk. There's like a montage of him talking to like a black person, a brown person, an Asian. It's like, you never in your life would have made a video like this. But also, it comes across as so inauthentic.
Try hard.
He's trying so hard. And look, again, I have many thoughts about him. He is a fucking bad dude. If you're going to run your campaign. But it just comes across as like, you see Mamdani, and instead of taking away what's actually working for him and why he's connecting with people, he's like, we have to be on social media. We have to make videos now. I have to go on the street and I have to talk to people, and it needs to be real cash, and it needs to be like shot, pretty and like well lit. And it's like, that's not why people like him. Like, it's definitely helping his message get across, but like the fucking videos are not the campaign.
Well, and what's so crazy about the video too is that like it's not only is it cringe, but also like he lies. He talks about, Mamdani has no policies, he says.
Yes,
and I was like,
of course,
that is why he won. We heard it everywhere over and over again, because whatever question you asked him, he said it again and again and again.
And you still can't say the man's name correctly. Which at this point, you can get one time to fuck it up.
Yeah.
One time.
Yeah.
But at this point is intentional. And somebody could have stopped you and said, sir, you're not saying it correctly.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or like, be real shady and just don't say his name. We know who you're fucking talking about.
That's
like,
I can get behind that.
I mean, it is a strategy, right?
Yes.
And I will say Mamdani is really good at this, in that if you ask him about, somebody terrible, they brought up the Deborah Messing thing of it all. He never said Deborah Messing's name. He said an actress who on a show that I enjoyed. Just fucking masterful, because he's like, I don't need to get into the, the name calling and they did this and blah, 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 blah. That's a very Trump tactic, right? To like zero in on his opponents. When you actually have policy, you don't have to get into the mud and talk about what
Right.
everybody else is doing. So Cuomo really missed an opportunity. Again, fuck him, but he really showed his hand that Mamdani has really gotten under his fucking skin.
Well, what's crazy is that like you can't not talk about any of these candidates without talking about Mamdani. They're all
Mm-hmm.
talking about Mamdani,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
so that is telling you that he not only is he going to win. I'm claiming that, but like
Uh,
he's the moment,
he's a
and
front runner.
you all are not meeting the moment. You know.
Yes, absolutely. And there is a lot to be learned from him. And I will say that one thing that I really appreciate about him is that he is talking to New Yorkers. He's listening to them. He's asking what it is that's important to them, what their concerns are. And we are going to take a page out of his book and respond to your comments because
Hmm.
you've been did you see how I did that?
Yes, girl. It was way better than speaking of up, let's talk about down. You did that beautifully. I didn't even know where you were going. Okay.
You know what I
She's
mean?
a professional.
She's a host. She's a host. So, class, you left us so many comments on our last episode. This one comes from Junebug 8283. I hope that's not your passcode to your debit card, but if it is, it's out there now. Okay. It says, I was washing dishes while my hubby did the bedtime routine with our kids. Popped in my earbuds and gave this a listen. The way I cackled, I had no idea how loud I was. My 9-year-old came downstairs and was like, what was that funny? Can I listen? She said, you can't listen to this.
You definitely can't listen to this, girl.
This is grown folks content. Thank you for all the laughs. I actually could listen to you two all day. Feels like when you're at a cafe and can't stop tuning into someone's conversation. That is so apt because when Delon and I are out, they are all
there was a time class where Fran would go, get out of my mouth.
I would be talking. I would go, get out of my mouth.
AB girl, AB, damn, say your way out.
Here's the thing. We're also tall.
Yes.
There's many times we're loud, we are boisterous, we are funny.
Yes.
We are, we bring the party wherever we
are
go.
the party. Yes.
We are. So I love that we've been able to transition this into a show. We have so much fun, obviously,
yes.
and we love the feedback. So class, please tell us, how are you going to a Coldplay concert with your side piece?
You know what? I think we should have an outing to a Coldplay concert because I would go to a Coldplay concert down, and I know y'all would too, class. Don't lie.
You know what, Chris? They posted a really funny thing on Twitter. They said, at our next concert, we will have an area that will not be on the cameras if you want to be there with your mistress.
That's amazing. Way to market that. That's fucking amazing.
Just so freaking smooth.
It's so funny.
I will also say, class, do you know who took Beyonce's hard drives? Tell us. Tell us if you know somebody. You don't even have to turn yourself in. Just turn the hard drives over. We all are going to benefit. We need act.
We really do. You know what? Because Cowboy Carter was great, but I'm ready to rock out. I heard it's a rock album. I'm ready to rock out.
Oh, listen, Jack White has been in her comments because they did Hurt Yourself together.
Yeah,
and that's what told me. I was like, I think, and she's had some outfits that are like Tina Turner nods in her and Cowboy Carter. She loves giving us little hints. Mm-hmm. So, if you or someone has seen those hard drives, please turn them in, class, and let us know over on Instagram at FixItPod or email us lemmefixitpod@gmail.com if there is a topic or a story that you want us to talk about on a future episode.
Let us know. And now it's time for everyone's favorite segment, The Glow Up, where Fran and I give props to those who've turned themselves around without our help. Do you mind if I go first?
Oh, please.
So I had two, but I'm just going to give you one. Class, I was texting Fran yesterday and I was like, girl, listen to me. Fran sends me recipes all the time, first of all. And I never make them. And she knows that. She's like, try this chicken. I don't know make that shit. I marinated. I what do you call it? Tenderized.
Oh yeah, I don't know what it's called, but yes.
And then I marinated it for hours, girl. I put lemon and garlic. this shit was so fucking good. And I was like,
Yes.
God, this is so laborious. That is an SAT word. This is so much work. Why do people want to do
But
this?
it was
And
worth it.
you sit down and you eat it and you go, oh, this is the treasure. And I was, I had someone over, so I was sharing it with him. And I was like, oh, there is a little anxiety about, is it good? Is it
But
done? Do you
did you
like
feel
it?
so good when he liked it?
I felt so great.
You were like, eat it up.
You better eat it and then eat it. And
You
he
were like,
did.
you better lick that plate.
Okay.
Yes.
It was so. I'm a believer. I'm a believer.
Well,
So I might do it more.
Cooking is such like an intimate
It's very
thing.
loving.
And to your
Yes.
point about like it being time intensive, if you put all the time and care into it, you can taste it. You can taste like
Yeah.
that someone really worked on this. It's like, oh, you must really like me because you could have just ordered,
That was the plan.
yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that,
Right.
but like doing that extra thing is really sweet. So congratulations, I'm proud of
Thank
you.
you. I mean, I serrated things. I chopped some garlic. I mean, it was. I mean, the rice. Here's the thing. So the pan was too hot for the chicken. Class, if you have tips, let me know, because the pan was too hot, and then the pan burnt. I will say, and I had two pans, so I knew it might happen.
Well,
So
you know what I'm going
pan,
to tell you to do? I'm going to tell you get that air fryer. I love my
girl,
air fryer.
putting a protein in an air fryer, girl. Sometimes it just don't make right. It don't come out right.
Oh,
You gotta
no,
leave
no,
it
no.
in. But you have an industrial air fryer. I have like the
Yes,
Walmart air fryer.
but you also, with chicken, what you have to do, you have to blanch the chicken. You put it in water like overnight,
You mean
and it like
brining it?
brining it, like
Yeah.
it like moisturizes. It's like a facelift for the chicken. I don't know what it does.
Not Chris jittering your chicken.
That's exactly that. Dermaplaning your chicken. Then when you put it in the air fryer, it's still moist. Otherwise, it's gonna be dry rock chicken.
No, listen, this was actually I would brine it. I would brine it in the future again, but like because I marinated in lemon, evidently. I also I went to AI for this. ChatGPT.
Okay.
But marinating it in lemon kind of like does the same thing in that it like cooks it a little bit. Or like,
yes,
you know,
yes. If you do that with like shrimp or lime, that's how you make ceviche. It basically cooks it.
Have
the
you ever
acidity.
made ceviche?
I have made a ceviche that is so fucking
No, wait
good.
a minute. Is it just lemon and lime? And is it vinegar? You put vinegar in there?
It's lime. No, you don't do lemon. You do lime, and you do like a bunch of different like vegetables and stuff. I think it's just lime juice.
Oh,
but it cooks the shrimp, and
like
it's or not
pickles it.
cook. It like pickles the shrimp, and it's delicious, delicious
Okay.
on a little tostada.
Not a tostada.
Yes, a little tostada with a little avocado.
You are so Floridian. You better go ahead.
I really am.
So that's mine. I cooked and it turned out well. I'm really excited. Really excited. I'm gonna do it more.
Congratulations.
What's yours?
Okay, well, listen, my glow up is a little bouge, so please forgive me. I have a Mini Cooper. I love the Mini Coupe. I've had her for 2 years now. And I just found out that my Mini Cooper has climate control in it, which means if it's hot outside, with my phone, I can turn the air conditioner on in my car before I go to my car. So like, for example, when I'm going to my Pilates class,
Oh my God.
I'm like, okay, my class is at 8. I get out of my class at 8:45. Takes me a minute to like, get my stuff or whatever. So I put my climate control on for like 8:40. I come back to the car. It's all cool and crisp.
Wow.
This has changed my life in Los Angeles. I'm telling you.
Well, you just realized this about your car.
I had no idea. You know what it was? I was hanging out with a friend and I walked to the coffee shop that we were meeting and it was so hot. I was like, hey, can you give me a ride back to my apartment? And he was like, sure. So we were walking to his car and he went, bloop, 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 bloop. And then we got in the car and it was so hot. We got in the car. It was cold air blowing. I was like, wait a second. How did you do that? He was like, oh, I have an app. And I was like, wait a second. My car is kind of new.
You didn't know that you could have an app? Francesca didn't know
I have an app. No, I have the app. I have, because my car is electric. So I use it to like keep track of,
mileage and
how
all that
much
stuff.
mileage and my battery. And I charge at home, but it can tell you like where the nearest charging station is and all this.
Okay.
And like when you need service and stuff. So I have the app. I just don't I don't know. Like I just didn't look at what it does. I had no idea. But it has this climate control thing and listen, it's so hot in LA. And especially like your car is like a little hot box.
Oh God, I can't imagine. Did you have leather seats?
I have leather sheets, and I have a
Damn.
sunroof, so like the top is all
Ooh.
open,
How
so
hot
it's
is
like,
hot in LA?
oh, it's been like in the 90s. And it's been, and some days I mean, and we're not in like the Satan's butthole portion of summer, because
August?
in August is when it's just, that's what it feels like when you go outside.
I can smell the bat full from here.
It's so bad. It's so
Yeah.
bad. So I will be using class. If you have, apparently this is not like a super new thing. I had never heard of this
I mean,
before.
listen, you said it, and like I thought of growing up in Minnesota. In Minnesota, they have you can
For,
turn it on to
for
heat
the
your car.
heat.
Yeah, your car starter.
Yes, you can do it for the heat. I don't think my car does that, but it's an absolute game changer. I can't tell you how many times I'm on a hike, I'm just sliding into my car, and I'm like, oh, it feels great in here.
Also, like this the small joy of it. Like it's a new discovery,
Yes.
so like it brings you like, oh, I get to do that thing. That's yay.
Yes, this is a little glow up in my
Yeah.
life. And you know what? I'm taking my wins where I can. Class, that's it for this week's episode. And now we want to hear from you. Do you know where the hard drives are?
Come on with the hard drives. Come on
Do
with the
you
hard
know
drives.
where the hard drives are? I'm trying to think of what else did we talk about this
I mean,
episode.
also, do you use AI? How do you use
Oh,
AI? Is one thing I would like to know. You using Chat
yeah.
GPT like that?
And do you think, and I'll also add, do you think there is an ethical way forward with AI? Because again, I'm
Mm,
not going to sit here and say it's all bad.
heard.
You talked about using it for recipes. I know people that have used it for like, oh, I'm trying to diet. I need to hit this many carbs. I
Yes.
need this many whatever, and it puts it together for you. You know, I think that there is a world in which people could use this as an assistive device
I think that's what it
versus,
should be used for. Yeah.
yeah, but that's not what the girls are using it
I
for.
know.
So tell us in the comments, or maybe you would like to suggest a TV show, a celebrity, or a brand that we should fix in a future episode. Tell us in the comments, or don't forget, hit us up on Instagram at FixItPod, or email us lemmefixitpod@gmail.com.
And remember, you can also send us a voice note. We might use a tagline in an episode upcoming. You
Mm-hmm.
know, might use your voice or send us a video. Might use your face. Even
Oh,
you
yeah.
never know.
Yeah,
You
we
never
love
know.
giving advice. So if you have questions or things that you would like for us to fix, please send us a voice note or a video
Yes.
clip. We would love to hear from you.
And if
And
you're
you already
new,
go for it.
please hit that notification button and that
Yes.
like button, because we'd love to have you continue to watch us and come back for new episodes. You know where it is, youtube.com/@fixitpod.
We will be back here next Wednesday with a new episode of Let Me Fix It. I'm Francesca.
I'm Delon, and this was
Let
Lemme
Fix It.
Bring back those damn hard drives.